can't English today. Oh, this is so weird. Hi, hello, my name is Tiana, and I am going to be discussing, or my first discussion actually, about a book. I actually picked up a middle grade book because I have been watching too much Netflix recently, and I needed a break from Umbrella Academy. I'm still nursing my hangover from Umbrella Academy season 2, and here we are. I needed a nice, light, heartfelt middle grade book to just get me out of the hangover and back into a reading groove. So I'm going to be marathoning the Keeper of the Lost Cities series for the next couple of days, and I'm really excited. This book, oh my goodness, I flew through. I think I read it 1.5 sittings, believe it or not, and I went in knowing nothing about it, which I recommend. If you pick up a fantasy, just go in knowing nothing. Fantasy contemporary, probably the best way you can go, and that's what I did with this book. And we follow our main protagonist, our main female protagonist, who is Sophie. Sophie's a 12-year-old girl, and she's had this power to hear minds, which is telepathy, and she's actually a 12-year-old child prodigy in the human world, believe it or not. And again, I knew nothing about this book, and I was like, elves? She's a 12-year-old prodigy, and she was offered admission to Yale, but her parents said, we ain't doing that, boo-boo. Yeah, staying in public school when you go into a community college or somewhere close to home. We're in a museum when we start off, and we meet Fitz. Fitz is Wonder Boy. Dex is very quick when he says Wonder Boy, and Wonder Boy is a child prodigy who was able to master his powers at a young age. And he meets Sophie, and he's like, wait, you can hear my thoughts, but you have brown eyes, because all the elves actually have blue eyes. And I'm like, oh, so having brown eyes is sexy now? Who would have thought? So Fitz meets Sophie, and they're just chilling, and he realizes, oh wait, you're an elf, I'm gonna come back to you tomorrow. And from there, she's swept into this world of magic, betrayal, technology, having to relearn everything she's learned in the human world, but make it elf. Like, imagine you're 12 years old and you find out the family you've been living with for 12 years isn't your actual family. They're just your guardians, essentially. They've just been watching you for the past 12 years. She's crying to Alden, and she's like, you can't just kill me off, like you need to make them forget about me. And I'm like, oh my god, you're so smart for a 12-year-old girl, oh my goodness. And it's so weird with this book because, or at least with these creatures, I guess you could say, they don't know what the hardship is of losing a loved one. Like, you live in a world where no one really dies from old age, and we're elves. We don't really, when I say we, they don't really die. So they just experience that. And she's adopted by Grady and Adeline, and they had lost their 20-year-old daughter, Joey. And it was really rocky for them at first with Sophie, Adeline, and Grady, because they had lost their daughter, and like taking someone in and like having to love someone, not having to love, but getting to love someone else as your own family. It was so cute seeing them together. I really want to give Shannon props for like giving me positive, non-toxic masculinity in this book, because we could all use some non-toxic masculinity in this book. When she gets to be mentored by Tarragon, I'm like, is this like a Witcher moment? Like, he loses everything, he doesn't know how to love again and doesn't know how to open up, and then he gets to be a parental figure to Sophie. I'm so excited to like see how they develop further on in the series, because the first one was just so much happened, but so little is happening, and I just need to finish. I bought all the rest of the books in the series. There's like 9 books. It's gonna be around a couple of days. Their world, one of the lost cities, and you understand why it's called Keeper of the Lost Cities later on in the book, which I see you, Shannon. And then we get to meet Fitz and his little sister, Biana, which, at first I'm like, Biana, you act in shady shades, and I don't know why. Give some respect. I need women supporting women in this book, and we get to see that at the end of it, which I'm happy for, except for Stina. Stina, you can go kick rocks, okay? I don't know what stick is up your butt. Grow up hair, okay? And we get to meet Alden, which I love Alden and Della. They just wanted to love Sophie as their own. I really appreciated it. And then Della, I hope we get to see more of Della in their relationship, because Della just wants to like be loved by everybody, and it's so cute and it's so pure. Biana didn't have to be that rude. At the beginning I was like, if your brother can appreciate her as a friend, why can't you do the same? And then she backstabs Sophie to the max. If someone ever fakes being my friend because their daddy said so, it's on site. It's on site. And then there's this big mystery surrounding like Sophie's conception and existence, because she has these hidden messages in her head and she doesn't know why they're there, and then she's always making connections. It's like a constant sense of deja vu, and I can only imagine having constant deja vu, but like not knowing why it's there, that's frustrating. And then the only one problem I had with Alden was like,
I'm not telling you what we need to tell you so you don't get involved with stuff, so just don't do stupid stuff.
How'd that work? I want you to tell me, how does that legitimately work? I'm not gonna do reckless stuff when you haven't told me what's reckless and what's not reckless and like why I'm here, but you told me to be happy. No, we can work together and figure this mess out. We gonna solve this mystery like Scooby-Doo. You feel me? What does one do when you don't know what's going on? You go on your own scavenger hunt, obviously. And Sophie's like, I'm gonna do me. Bitch, I'm gonna do me. And she has to solve this mystery, and throughout the book we're like, wait, why are these things happening? Like, what's this all leading up to? And it leads up to this final event where Sophie gets captured by, we don't even know their name, they're just her kidnappers, and then she's rescued by the people that allegedly were the cause of her conception, the Black Swan. And the Black Swan's this like weird organization, and it's giving me like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. vibes. I don't know. So I literally have the second book right there. So I can't wait to read this after I edit this video and post it up for you guys. And can we talk about Fitz? The Wonder Boy just, ooh, Sophie like older boys. I don't see them dating ever. I'm rooting for either. It's like a love triangle. No, it's a love square. We have Fitz and Sophie, Sophie and Keefe, or yeah, Keefe and Biana, and then Sophie and Dex. And I'm just, that moment or that scene where Fitz and Sophie were just like battling out blotchers, and she has this biggest brain fart because she just uses her brain power, and I'm like, wait, does she just have a brain fart? But like, did she have gas? I think it's only me that thinks that, to be completely honest. Her friendship with Dex, it's just so pure. He was like, do you want to be friends? And she was like, yeah, I hope to be best friends. It was so cute. I'm like, oh, I want friends. Biana and Sophie's friendship, which had unconventional means, but at the end of the day, she really did have a female best friend, which I can 100% stand. Sophie has this fear of going to the doctor, and honey, I can understand. You had one traumatic event and you don't want to go back. You almost died in the first one, now we're almost dying every other chapter. Jesus Christ. Owen's just this like cute scientist little dude, and he has this ferret who can sense death, which, what? And Sophie has an allergy to something that touches on her brain, which we have this whole working theory that Sophie's powers are manifested, or they're manifested through manipulated engineering. Deck is just so pure, but I'm also like, yo, if she wants to have other friends, she can have other friends. Don't know why it's such a big deal. And also, what I tell my friends is none of your business. I tell you when I want to tell you, but I'm also like, they're 12, they don't know any better. And also, if I was in this position, I would feel the same way. I would feel personally attacked. But I'm also like, I'm reading you as a character, I'm not myself. I get to judge you. No one gets to judge me. But yeah, the first book is a lot of mystery and mischief, and I'm just waiting for book 2 after I finish this video. I'm really excited. I don't have any working theories because there are 8 books on my shelf right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. This book is actually really long for what little did happen, but I do know with fantasy books and with world building, that's what you're gonna get in the first book regardless, so it's really hard to make a big like statement punch out with the first book. That's why I quite literally bought the entire series. My bank account hates me for it. Just the school and like the way it's set up, like you have to lick on your locker for it so it can open, which leads to other issues because like the Black Swan, they have her DNA, so I'm just like, they could literally just plant DNA evidence and get her in trouble, but they want to use her as a force of good, but then what she needs to do is against the counselor tribunal laws. So it's just like, wait, what can we do? And then freaking Bronte. So at the end of this book, the setup is she is only promised one temporary year at the school at Foxfire, which is this elite school for Elle, to get into the nobility, which I'm not particularly sure what the nobility is. Hopefully that gets explained in the next 8 books on my shelf. We shall see. They promised her one temporary year at Firefox, which is like, when they tell her, you have to pass all your classes of 8 sessions. And then Lady Gatlin didn't have to be that disrespectful to my girl Sophie, okay? I protect my own, not hurt my Sophie, okay? You see her? Yeah, protect her at all costs. She just would not pass Sophie, so instead of passing Sophie, Sophie gets this new power called Inflictor, where she can inflict pain on others. And the working theory right now is that the Black Swan just keeps adding more to her capabilities because she has a mind of steel. She has telepathy that no one's ever seen before, that developed at 5 years old. Like, and then her neighbor, Mr. Forkley. Forkley. You know, fantasy books and their names, they look how they should be pronounced, and then you hear someone pronounce it with a question like, oh wait, that's how you say it? My bad, no disrespect, but like, maybe write it phonetically next time. He's been watching over her since she was a fetus, and we think that he's been engineering her powers every so often when she has a traumatic accident. And he's also a telepath, and he's also been pretending to be a human in the human world while watching over her. It's just so much. Bronte is going to be Sophie's new instructor or mentor for the next term, and he's made it very clear that he does not want Sophie there. He's like Trump. He's like, I don't want you here, I need you out of my country, when it's not your country. It's literally the people's. It's power of the people. So that's Bronte for you. I'm just like, ugh. Why are you so shady, sis? It's not necessary to go off. I just hope we get to see more bonding between Sophie, Grady, and Adeline, because just a cute family. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I don't know what I'm saying. Please leave a comment down below about this book. Or if you have, let me know what you guys want to see next. I like to talk about TV shows, movies, books, obviously. I like to do funny skits sometimes. Let me know. Let me know.